How the KGB infiltrated the US government. Cold War espionage exposed during the Cold War. The battlefield wasn't just fought with tanks and missiles, it was fought in the shadows. And in those shadows, one organization stood out, the KGB, the Soviet Union's notorious intelligence agency. Their mission: infiltrate the United States government, influence policy, steal secrets, and stay invisible. Today, we uncover how the KGB managed to penetrate the very heart of American power, from Washington to Los Alamos, and what finally brought them down. This is not fiction. This is Cold War espionage at its most chilling. The KGB's mission. The KGB was the Soviet Union's main security and intelligence agency from 1954 to 1991. Its goals weren't just about protecting the USSR. The KGB actively sought to undermine Western powers, especially the United States, by recruiting spies inside key American institutions, gathering political, military, and nuclear intelligence, manipulating public opinion, and sowing division. To the KGB, the US government wasn't just an enemy, it was a puzzle waiting to be cracked from the inside. And as we'll see, they got closer than anyone imagined. Early infiltration. The Manhattan Project. One of the most stunning KGB successes happened before the CIA even existed. During World War II, in the 1940s, the US was racing to develop the atomic bomb in a secret initiative known as the Manhattan Project, but Soviet spies were already inside. Names like Klaus Fuchs, Theodore Hall, and David Greenglass passed nuclear secrets to the Soviets, secrets that helped them build their own atomic bomb in record time. Fuchs, a German-born physicist, gave the Soviets blueprints, scientific data, and test results. He wasn't even caught until 1950. By then, the damage was done. The Soviets tested their first atomic bomb in 1949, years earlier than expected, shocking American intelligence. The Venona Project. Cracking the code. In response to growing concerns about infiltration, U.S. intelligence launched a secret counterintelligence program called the Venona Project. Its goal: decode intercepted Soviet communications. Over the next decades, analysts decrypted thousands of Soviet messages, revealing a chilling truth. The KGB had dozens of active spies inside the U.S. government, military, and even the media. Codenames like Ailes, Antenna, and Liberal were matched to real people, including senior U.S. officials. Venona confirmed that the KGB's reach was real, and far deeper than many wanted to admit. Alger Hiss, the spy in high office. One of the most controversial cases was Alger Hiss, a high-ranking official in the U.S. State Department. Hiss was accused of spying for the Soviets by Whittaker Chambers, a former communist-turned-informant. In a dramatic public trial in 1948, Chambers produced documents allegedly typed by Hiss, containing classified U.S. information. To this day, some debate whether he was guilty, but Venona cables later strongly suggested he was. Although Hiss denied everything, he was eventually convicted of perjury. His case rocked America. If someone so close to the president could be a spy, who else was compromised? KGB methods. How they recruited spies. The KGB didn't always use professional spies. Often, they recruited ordinary Americans, professors, journalists, engineers, people with access. They looked for ideological sympathizers, especially those with communist leanings, people in debt, or vulnerable, ambitious individuals who wanted power or revenge. Once hooked, the process was slow, calculated, and deeply manipulative. Spies were trained to use dead drops, hidden packages, communicate with invisible ink, code names, or microdots, avoid detection for decades. And it worked. Many agents operated for years undetected. The FBI fights back. By the 1950s and 60s, the FBI became the front line of defense against Soviet espionage. Under J. Edgar Hoover, they launched surveillance on suspected spies, counterintelligence operations, sting operations to trap Soviet agents. They were tried, convicted, and executed in 1953. One major success: the arrest of the Rosenbergs, Julius and Ethel, who passed atomic secrets to the Soviets. But for every spy caught, others slipped through and continued passing secrets. Cold War paranoia and political impact. News of Soviet infiltration sparked a wave of paranoia in the U.S. Loyalty oaths became mandatory. Background checks were tightened. Senator Joseph McCarthy capitalized on fear, accusing dozens of being communist spies, often with little or no evidence. Though McCarthy's methods were extreme, the truth is the KGB had infiltrated real institutions, and the public didn't know who to trust anymore. The mole in the CIA. Aldrich Ames. Shockingly, the infiltration didn't stop with the early Cold War. Even in the 1980s and 90s, the KGB had a mole inside the CIA itself, Aldrich Ames. Ames was a CIA officer who sold secrets to the Soviets for money, revealing the names of virtually every U.S. asset inside Russia. As a result, at least 10 U.S. spies were executed. He operated undetected for nearly a decade, until his arrest in 1994. It was one of the worst intelligence breaches in U.S. history. So what does this all tell us? That espionage is real, that trust is fragile, and that even the most secure governments can be infiltrated from the inside. The KGB didn't just collect intelligence, they played a long, psychological game, and for decades, they succeeded. Like this video if Cold War espionage fascinates you. Subscribe for more true intelligence stories from around the world. Tap the bell so you never miss a secret mission. Question of the day: who do you think was the most dangerous Soviet spy inside the U.S. and why? Let us know in the comments. We're watching them all closely. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and always question the shadows. See you in the next video with unique story.